we'll start with the relationship part, has been
Yeah.
stronger than ever,
Mhm.
because I feel like scenarios like this and in times like this, it will either break your relationship or make it stronger, because you have a lot coming at you.
Last time we saw you two at the Ultimatum reunion, and I know everyone has been dying for an update. So let's get into it. Tell me a little bit about how your relationship is now.
Baby, you wanna start with this one?
It's been great. We've been super busy. We've been having a lot of fun. Getting to spend a lot of time with family, with friends, working on my business, working on her business. I mean, life is very full.
Yeah, I was going to say, looking at your Instagram, the hustle never stops for both of you. Roxanne, tell me a little bit about what you've been up to. And then Antonio, tell me a little bit about what you've been doing too.
Yeah, the hustle doesn't stop, as everyone knows. Since the reunion was obviously a little strange. We had recently done something, and I think someone asked if I ate a bad sandwich, and I was like, honestly, yes, I think I did for the reunion, because I was so it was strange watching it back since then, because things have been amazing, and it looked like in that moment it wasn't. That was a tough day, and since then things have just been rolling. I mean, our relationship, we'll start with the relationship part, has been stronger than ever, because I feel like scenarios like this and in times like this, it will either break your relationship or make it stronger, because you have a lot coming at you. You have to really trust in your partner when all these accusations are coming out and all this hate. And we've just been stronger through it. I mean, he's like, I don't know. Look at him. He's like, I'm going to just take my screen through this part. I
Nah,
feel
it's
like
looking cloudy.
Smart man.
yeah, he was like, but I feel like our relationship has been so much stronger. And then on the business front, yeah, it's been really cool. I had no idea there would be this pool for women wanting to see just like fashion and all this different stuff, and I've loved it. I've been doing a lot of like YouTube stuff and shop with me videos, and it's been so fun.
Yeah, it looks like you're having a blast. And
Yeah.
Antonio, I know you're like heavily into your project. You just had a
Yeah.
milestone moment.
Yeah. I'm actually, I don't know if you can see right now.
Oh, we're there.
I'm here. I'm here right now. Had a little bit of a coverage lapse that happened today. So I was supposed to be at home with Roxanne for the interview, but I had to come into the shop today to make sure some things got taken care of. So yeah, just busy, 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 busy. It's so much fun though. It's so much fun. I've been super lucky. I have a really good team here at the shop, and they're all really good at what they do, and they're all just as excited as I am for what's coming. What you saw was some cars. Oh, I guess you probably couldn't see it, but there's a big red dumpster out front, and we're in the middle of a remodel. So it's kind of a mess, but we're making it happen.
If that's not life. And it brings me back to kind of the reunion. Like you were saying, Roxanne, like it was kind of an odd time in your relationship. You weren't wearing your ring. You weren't really focusing on wedding planning. Tell me a little bit about where your mindset was there and how it's grown and changed to where you are now.
We are stronger than ever, but at the reunion, I wasn't wearing my ring. I'm obviously wearing my ring now, and I'm loving it. Do I forget on occasion because I'm not used to it? Yeah, of course. Because, I feel like if someone sees me out, which has been crazy, when people see me out, they, recognize more often now. And I feel like conscious. I'm like, oh shit, like I forgot my ring today, but I'm making an effort. I like wearing it. I'm enjoying it. Some days I forget it. So, I'm not a roller coaster, just real life. And then when it comes
Yeah.
to the wedding, I think Antonio would agree now that, although it was so top of mind when we were filming and whatnot, now that he has all this crazy stuff going on with the business, it's not
I don't
really.
know when. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna find time to get this thing planned right
Now
now.
we're switching roles.
Yeah.
I'm taking him to the Ultimatum season 3.
Yeah. So,
It's hard now. He's like, I understand where your head was at, and I'm so busy.
So it sounds like there's a greater place of understanding, even if the consensus is kind of still the same.
Yeah. We want to get married. We still plan on the date we announced. It's all still there, but now he's more like, okay, whoo, it's kind of tough. And I'm like saying, well, welcome. I know.
Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about the conversations you've been having post the ultimatum, because it is tough to come off of a show like that and have all your relationship stuff out there for everyone else to talk about.
You want to go ahead, babe?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like our conversations have mostly just been centered around what our plan is as far as like what do we see ourselves doing in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You know, where do we want to end up once we're established, once we're married, once, you know, my business takes off, once our financial situation changes. That's really kind of been our main focus. Um, Definitely still really interested in the wedding. We definitely still talk about it. But it's a little bit more like I don't know, kind of like randomly, like, wouldn't it be cool if we did this at our wedding? Or wouldn't it be cool if we did this or that? It's not necessarily like structured planning. But it's definitely something that we're still really excited about and we want it to be special. And we have a pretty good idea of what it's going to be and how it's going to look and who we're going to invite. And I think the biggest question is what we're going to do as far as like our band, like the wedding band goes. We keep flirting with people that are way outside of our price range. Trying to get like a Chris Stapleton or something in there instead of, you know, like a business that specializes in, you know, wedding music. So
you hear that, Chris? We're manifesting.
Like, I'm good. I only think about true love from the start. Love at first sight, people. But I agree with that. It has been a lot of that conversation, but I will say it's really cool. And if people, obviously they see a small part of our lives during filming, but truly it is really awesome where we are now, where I feel like Antonio and I have met in the middle. I have become more willing to talk about love and try to be more affectionate and saying I love you more often. I mean, there's been times I say I love you and Antonio's like, I'm like, oh,
that's out of spite.
Bad boy. Yeah. So
turning it back around.
And he now is understanding this, you know, having a business thing, and we're meeting in the middle on a lot of things we didn't. We're just navigating, man. It's hard. It's real life.
Yeah, it is tough, you know, and it's tough to have people weighing in on your relationship too. How has that been for you? Has it been tough, or have you been able to be like, you know what, those people don't really know us?
So
I think the Go. I was
gonna say, I think for Antonio, the hardest thing, what I've seen, and you probably agree, babe, it's like everyone's saying he needs therapy and he has no, what is it?
Yeah.
Babe? You don't
I have no self-esteem. I'm a victim. Like, I have no self-worth and I'm in an abusive relationship and get out, dude. I don't know. I think the best phrase is like, if you've got some advice for me, or if we have a problem, text me. And if you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to be telling me anything.
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice.
I haven't heard that one. Good one, babe. You haven't told me that. I'm glad to be here.
We're learning things now. Were there any misconceptions about your relationship that you would like to clear up now? Obviously, what people are saying about you and your self-esteem and stuff is not true. Was there anything else that people were putting out there, but you were like, hold on?
Pretty much every single thing anybody has ever written in a comment section, it's like pretty way off. Most of it that bugs me is like, I just don't like when people talk shit about Roxanne. That's like the biggest thing that bothers me. They don't know her. And it's like, you know, she's an amazing woman. There's a reason why I love her, and there's a reason why I want to marry her. And everyone just thinks that she's this self-obsessed, like narcissistic, manipulative, like rude person who thinks she's better than everybody. And it's just so far from the truth. So that's the one thing that bothers me.
I would say it's wild because some comments I'm not really mad about. You know, there are some in there that I get why people feel the way they do. And I tell Antonio all the time, I'll read one and it's like, this girl, she cares about her business, and, you know, and they're like, wear the ring. Like, you're this really terrible names for not wearing my ring. And for some reason, those don't bother me because I'm like, you know, I was true to myself. And in a lot of ways, I am focused on my work. I don't feel like I need to rush into marriage. I never have pressured Antonio to marry me. And if that's their opinion, I'm like, well, That's okay. Some of the other stuff is tough, like the really rude names, like, you know, people are like, you look like a horse, or like you act like a narcissist, stuff like that. I'm like, that's tough. But some of it I'm like, yeah, that's me, and that's okay if you don't agree with how I want to be in my life. Yeah. Everyone can live their life different, you know? I don't know. That was the point of us going out there, to show a variety of women that everyone's different, and some women really, really relate to me, which has been awesome.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you've gotten plenty of supportive messages as well.
They're just like in the DMs. The supportive ones I've never seen.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it sounds like you've been able to meet in the middle. You've moved forward together as a couple since your time on the Ultimatum. It feels like I shouldn't have to ask, but I'm going to ask, would you go back on the Ultimatum if you could go back and do it all again?
I would.
So like press reset. We don't know anything that we know now.
Yeah,
I'd do it again.
Yeah.
I would do it again now, because I felt like I learned so much about myself. That's why I said we need Ultimatum season 3, and I need to give it to Antonio now. But I loved it. I thought it was super tough, and I think with just my spirit as a person and who I am, I like being in really tough situations, and it was tough, and I learned a lot about myself, and it brought Antonio and I closer. So hell yeah, I'd go back, do it again.
For sure.
Is there anything that you would change if you could go back and do it again? Or was it more, that's the journey, that's what we did, and here we are?
If there was a selection of people, I might have chose someone else.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, if there was a wider selection, maybe I would have went with someone else. But in general, no, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. Antonio?
I would say eat more food before we go to film. Don't show up with an empty stomach.
Yeah.
We'll call it that.
Well, you know, it hits all of us. I would love to see you both on Ultimatum 3. Would you do another reality show if offered?
I think it depends on what it was.
I would do something that's not so like the focus is my life and my relationship. I would do something if the focus was something more like challenge oriented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
what I'm hearing is The Amazing Race.
yeah, something like that. I don't know. Like, yeah, exactly. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, Roxanne, what do you made a face at the challenges? We're not challenging you.
I was like wondering what kind of challenge he was talking about to see where it goes. I was like, I think he's talking sports. I wasn't sure. I don't know. I would. I know Antonio had a tough time with the life stuff and really putting his personal life out there. I think I would. Again, I think the pool of that comes really from seeing the amazing messages from the women who do feel my story and feel my beliefs. And if I can show more of that, I definitely would. Awesome. I just have to bring Antonio along somehow. I'd have to convince him.
Yeah.
We'll put him in the suitcase. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for giving us an update about where you are today and chatting a little bit about the season with us. So thank you so much.